All right, welcome back to the show. It's still today with John and Helen, live on PlusTvAfrica. And we hope that you picked a thing of two from our last discussion, the sitting down culture and the health implications, for you. Now, we're moving to the next issue for today's outing, and we're looking at the boy child. May 16th each year has been observed as the International Day of the Boy Child. This is a day dedicated for the whole world to focus on boys and their well-being. And the goal is to achieve true gender equality in the world. Now, the International Day of the Boy Child was inaugurated in 2018. The boy child, they say, is fast becoming invincible because society assumes that they are invincible. So, we're going to look at that today and a lot more. Is the boy child becoming invincible? And what really are the benefits of setting a day every year, to focus on the well-being of the boy child? To help us do that this morning, Fumi.
Tosin Gbadebo, he's a managing partner at the prestigious Cordless Consulting Limited, a certified life coach, as well as a business and behavioral therapist. He's a seasoned psychologist, change agent, and a human capacity development expert. Good morning, Tosin.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you too.
Thank you so much for having me.
My first question to him.
Okay, is sure.
How was growing up as a man? A boy
As a boy.
now,
Now a man.
as we look at this subject.
Growing up as a boy can be a bit tough because most of the time you're left alone to find yourself out.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, because most of the boys are raised by the mothers, by the women.
Yeah.
And they are raised by the women who don't have an idea of what the male psychic is all about.
Wow.
Or how the male gender thinks. So they raise us to clean the house. They raise us to cook.
Yes.
They raise us to be responsible. And
Yeah.
they are trying their best. Trust me. That is how much they know. But there is more to it than just doing all that. The male figure is a deep thinker. Is the guy who wants to score points. Is the guy who wants to leap over the walls and cross the borders. His adrenaline is pumping all the time. He needs to get something to do.
Interesting.
So sometimes you're not fulfilled even though you're trying to do a lot. So you're trying to find yourself out. And trust me, physically, even spiritually, even the sexuality of the boy child, you get to figure it out at some point in time. And sometimes
By yourself.
Yeah, without guidance, sometimes you can miss it.
Wow.
Okay.
Without guidance, sometimes you can miss it. And unfortunately, it has been a cycle. It has been a cycle. It has been a cycle. So to solve this problem, I'm always an advocate of going back to the roots.
Exactly. So that, which leads to my question about how do we break the cycle? Because what you said is very valid. Oftentimes, fathers are, out and about trying to make money. The mothers are the ones that are literally raising the children when it's a two-way thing. And this has been on for a while. So, for example, I was fortunate to speak with an 87-year-old man yesterday, and he was telling me of how his father was never around. And in the times that his father was around, it was like a command and, and he just said in his mind, first of all, he didn't want to get married because he was afraid that if he had children, he can't be a father to them because what he had seen his father become. Fortunately, he's a fantastic, father, grandfather now. But how do we now break the cycle? Because I find that even now in 2023, we still have very few fathers who are active participants in their children's lives. So how do we get more men involved in raising their boys?
So for me, it's a change in mentality. We can start it. We can break the cycle.
How?
And do it the right way. Now, our fathers, please don't blame them. They never knew how to do it or however they could go about it. The mentality has been a man is to provide for his house, go out there and provide for your house, and raise your boy child to be the provider of the house also.
Okay.
So, and it's a command and answer thing. So you're a boy, you are not allowed to show emotions.
Exactly.
You're a boy, you're not allowed. In fact, when you cry, they tell you suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Boys don't cry. You understand me? And when you're suckling it up, you're bottling it up. When you're sucking it up, you're bottling it up, and the more you bottle it up, you're going to explode one day.
Wow.
And when you explode one day, I'm sorry, it might be a bit disastrous. So the boy child should be shown some love, some acceptance by the father. Now, I'm a father of 3 boys. And one thing I have decided to do in changing the narratives. Okay, recently I saw my son. He was playing with my dad. And he had his leg on my dad's stomach. Like,
something you never did.
I looked at him. I said, I've never hugged my dad. I've never said.
You haven't hugged. You never hugged.
What is going to cause that? You understand? It's you prostrate. You say, "Daddy, good body." Daddy says, "How are you? Hope you're fine." I'm fine. You know, it's that's just the way we've got to know it. You understand? But these days, I want to be closer. I want to get to relate with you better. I want to know what's going on. If you have issues, talk to me. I'm a man. I should be able to understand you from the point of view of a man. And I'll be able to guide you to say, okay, good, it's okay you are crying. It's okay you are letting out emotions. It's okay you are saying it out. Oh, okay, your sexuality. A lot of parents don't even know when their boys start being sexually active. If we want to reduce the rate of rapists, pedophiles, and all those things in our community, look, those guys that got there didn't wake up one night to get there. It grew rapidly. There was something that they realized, and they had no guidance or nobody to tell them how to manage it or how to bottle it or how to, express it. And they found it in the wrong way. They found it in the wrong way. So we need more fathers to come out and guide the boy child. And like you said, so sorry, because I knew you wanted to say something. The boy child celebration just started 2018.
Yes.
For crying out loud, that was just 5 years ago. That means the boy child has been neglected to find it out by himself until 5 years ago.
No, I disagree with the boy child being neglected. Because, we always go on about how it's a man's world. And I just feel like many times, the person, God bless Jerome, that started the International Day of the Boy Child, but because we always say like men are already advantaged, you see.
For me, I think it's a facade.
Yeah, men already have it together.
It's not a man's world. For me, I don't think so. It's not a man's world.
Oh, really?
The man is just fronting. He's just the one. He's like the guy who is pushed forward to go and face it. It's not his world. In fact, it's the woman's world. The woman is the one in there, enjoying the open. The man is, you get out there, go and sort it out.
Well, the reason why we say it's a man's world is because oftentimes many things that women get highly criticized for, and men get away with it just like water off a duck's back, and they don't even, it's just like, we're talking about marriage, and marriage breaks down. Most times, people don't even ask the man, or, a couple doesn't have a kid, everybody's looking towards the woman. Nobody's ever asking the man if there's anything. So that's why most times people just feel like as a man, they get away. And I say this because when I was growing up, I was a tomboy. And I just felt that if I was a boy, maybe my life would just be different and better. So I just went around and then of course I was the first child, from my mom. So I just went around doing like manly things and all. Because I just felt like, guys, you guys just get away with everything.
So that comes back again to the mentality that we carry, especially as Africans. You understand me? Like we say, it's the man's world. And we excuse a lot of things for the male child, like it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that, it's okay to do that. Because right from the roots, they have been neglected. We will still coming back to the place of neglect. Because, the boy goes out, he fights, he gets himself wounded and he comes home. And you're like, oh, it's okay to fight because you're a boy. Who says it's okay to fight? If it is not good for the lady to fight, it's not good for the boy to fight. It's values. The values that should be incurred into the girl child is the same value that should be incurred into the boy child. If the girl child has to respect the male child, then the male child has to respect the female child. So they don't say it's okay for the guy to talk down on the female child while the female child is supposed to know values. So we're talking about values here. And we have not been able to break down or to be able to decipher what is good for this and what is not good for that. we feel, okay, the guy is okay, let him just run. He's a guy. He's at the advantage.
Yeah,
you understand me? Because he's not going to get pregnant. He's the one who's going to impregnate somebody. So you don't go and get pregnant.
Okay,
you
to
don't go and get
impregnate
pregnant.
somebody.
You understand me? So, but you're the one who's going to impregnate somebody. Okay, you are good to go. No. If you're teaching values of responsibility, you know that the one who's going to impregnate somebody should not even go out there and, and do that stuff. Because he's supposed to be responsible if he does that. Because we are not passing that values across. We think it's okay for him to do that, but it's not okay for her to do that. I think values should set across all, through the male and the female. You understand me?
Okay, your opening sequence really got me thinking, because I saw me, at the place that you try to illustrate.
Okay.
The mother being the one who is there a lot of the time with the children. Now, the boy child specifically today. And the makeup of the male child, from baby to whatever age, is not the same as the woman. But the woman is the one who is more there. And like I said, I see myself and my 8-year-old boy, my 22-year-old son. And now I see the reason for some deficiencies. I need you to help me here and to help a lot of mothers out there who, with love and good, I'm a mother. You are a mother, so you're supposed to be nice to your kids. But then you just told us that there's some missing points. Definitely. How do we really attend to it? Because for me, it's critical.
Okay. For those who have their fathers
because
around.
We have good intentions.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, powerful, massive, beautiful intentions. And it's from a very good heart, for the mothers. And I want to say today, thank you to all mothers out there who are out there for both the female and the male child. Thank you. Thank you. I am a product of a good mother, and I can say that to the world. I can say today my Christian values was built into me by my mom, most especially. We were raised by a mother who could just wake you up, who could notice that you're watching TV on a Friday night by 10 o'clock, and she just announces vigil just like that, because we are watching TV. You understand? She's just like, okay, it looks as if you guys are relaxed and you're not going to bed. Okay, there's vigil tonight. Good. And everybody's like, we want to go and sleep. If you dare go to bed, there has to be vigil. And there will be vigil.
How can we do better?
You understand me? So, now, for the mothers, it boils down to listening to the boy child. Now, for the mothers who are by themselves,
single mothers,
the single mothers, listen to him. Watch his steps. Listen, even when he sounds stupid, listen to him. There's a point in the stupidity,
both in what he says and what he doesn't even
say. Now, watch out there for their actions. Watch out for the adrenaline that's pumping. Don't shut it down. Because you don't understand it is the reason why you're shutting it down. Don't shut it down. Manage it. That's what you should do. So, listen to it. For the ones who have their fathers around, trust me, some fathers don't even know how to manage it.
Exactly.
All they do is beat you up like hell.
That's what I was going to ask,
You understand me? They beat you up like hell.
And the moms just say, wait until your daddy comes and we report to you.
You understand me? So, in fact, it goes for both of them. I think we need to check it out. Okay, this is what it is. He is 5 years old right now. He's beginning to realize his environment. So you begin to, and the first thing, like I said earlier, is to start pushing in those values. Okay. Those values, the values of respect, the values of responsibility, the values of whatever values. Start installing. It's like a software. It's like the boy is growing up, he needs his software updated. You understand me? Start pushing in those values and make sure that as you're pushing in those values, you don't just put, and you update the values as time goes on. Because listen, values make a person.
True.
The values that you carry will take you for as long as, look, I am here sitting here today. There are some things I would never do. Not because I am not capable of doing them, it's because my values and my principles don't represent those things. Let it come with the billions of dollars or whatever. I won't do them because values.
Values, true.
You understand? And I think that's what is missing in today's society.
World, so it's very essential.
So we have a lot of boys, we have a lot of drug abuse, we have... if you see a boy who has the right values, he can be living in the middle of people who are abusing drugs and he will never taste it.
True.
Because it has been in a system. He will live in the middle of people who are smoking and doing. He would never join them. He will be in their midst. He will play with them. He will do because the right values have been put into them. So mothers, you're trying your best, but the best you can do, start from the place of values. Push the values into them. Make sure they are fine with the values. The other ones, if possible, help them to get mentors that you can trust. If the father, even if the father is around, but if you see someone, a therapist, a coach, coaching is underrated in our world here. I think we're still growing. A lot of people are beginning to appreciate it right now. But look, I always say something. There's nothing wrong having a family coach. There's nothing wrong having a coach for your children who can sit them down to say, okay, so what's going on? What's happening? A young boy came to his father at the age of 6 and said, Dad, I have a girlfriend. Wow. I can imagine me at the age of 18. I think I was 18 when
you told your dad
my
you had a
mom,
girlfriend.
I didn't tell, me tell. Wow, you want to kill me. I think they saw a text of a girl on my phone or something like that. I think I was 18, 19, then about, man, it was...
18, 19, you were already in the university.
It was still her, like, you already knowing woman at this time. No, she's just my friend, she's, and things like that. So, that is how much they know. They're trying to save or guide us, even as much as they're doing that, because they don't want you to miss it out. But the truth is, why don't you allow the boy child to express himself? In the place of his expression, you can guide him. Okay. And you can manage him.
Because you just use that word now, express yourself. And I'm thinking about emotions and expressing love. Is a boy child allowed?
Yes.
To enjoy this?
Please, by all means, let the boy child express his emotions. Is not peculiar to the female child.
I should write that down.
Because how many young guys can really look at a woman or their mother and say, I love you?
No, not a lot.
Yeah, but we insist. So, for example, every time I speak to my son, I say to him, when we just finished the conversation.
Because you're Gen Z, you're the new.
I'm not Gen Z anyway, but it's not. So every time, even in school, when he's in boarding school and we speak on the phone, and when I'm ending the conversation, I say to him, I love you. And he says to me, I love you too, mommy. And I try to, and I get him as much as possible. The fantastic thing, though, is that he has a great relationship with his dad. And I like that you've said that about single mothers, because I find that many single mothers, for people that have the fathers that want to actively participate in their children's life, they should, because I feel like the reason why God brings parents, children through two people, is so that two of them can contribute to it. But Tosin, my question to you is about the fathers that do not know how to. I just talked about this 87-year-old man who literally had to train himself and consciously, like you said, mindset shift when he had his own children. There are some men that didn't have good role model fathers, probably even didn't have mothers. Now they're left with this responsibility of raising children. And you're telling them that the only thing they should not do, they have been told that they should just pay school fees and pay house rent and bring financial bread to the table. But you're not telling this man to connect with his child. So you've spoken to the mothers. How will the fathers who don't know how to go about it begin to connect with their children and raise children better?
First thing I would say to those fathers is, number one, be real to yourself. Like I said, I believe in going back to the roots. A lot of fathers are not real with themselves. A lot of men out there are not happy.
Wow.
Trust me, they are not happy, and they bring their aggression home. They are not happy because work is stressing them out. They're not happy because the environment, the economy is stressing them out.
And then you pour the events back in your house.
And they bring it back home, and they don't have any love left in them to show to their poor child.
Wow. Okay.
That's the truth. So they are trying so hard. And trust me, going back to the roots, we have been raised, male child has been raised to just score points. I think I said that earlier.
Yes.
On. So paying school fees is like he scored some points. Buying or dropping the food money for the month is scored some points.
Yeah.
And so his mentality is target driven. It's target driven. So not until when the fathers call themselves back to also realize that, look, I'm a human being.
And
I deserve to be loved, and I am supposed to love. You understand me? So I deserve to be loved, number one. So put yourself in the position where you would be loved. Then you can give, because you can't give what you don't have.
How? True.
You understand me? So then you can give it out. So when it comes to the place when you can first show your male child love, and love, not the love where you are trying to bottle a lot of things up. Express it out to him. Call him, sit him down, ask him questions, be interested in his life. And don't yell and shout and do all that stuff. Look, I'm not erasing the place of correction.
Yeah.
When they need to be corrected, when they need to be disciplined, but even when you are disciplining, let him know that you're disciplining him in love. You understand me? Don't just beat the child and send him away. Beat him, or if you have to, that's fine. It's our culture or whatever, it's fine. But bring him back to say, listen, now we have to talk.
No, we have to talk. No,
you understand me? What is the problem? Okay, your child is not doing well in school. It could be... Before I heard about the word dyslexia, I think I was almost done with university.
Yeah, because many people don't even know that.
Many people don't even know that there's something called dyslexia.
Okay, so Tosin, because of time, we're running out of time. We have literally 3 minutes left. Just give us like a last word to men out there, to boys out there, across board. Because I always feel like there's still a boy in every man that there is.
Yeah, there is a boy
in terms of their needs,
Yes, so
as the world works through towards celebrating the International Day for the Boy Child.
I would say to fathers out there, number one, express yourself, show love to the boy child, and train up your child in the way that he should go. When he grows, he will not depart from it. And that's the place of values. So install the right values, and the society, the community, the family, the religious sector will just be fine.
Fantastic. Okay. We have to have you again.
I'm telling you.
We have to have Tosin Gbadebo again.
No, I
think this is a short time, but I think sometimes the shorter the better the richer it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for that. Such a huge pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Such a huge pleasure.
Okay. So we move on.
Yes, to Pharaoh, she'll be talking life lessons, and this time around she's focusing on finding love after a failed marriage. Please stay with us.